Don Felder, our guest, he'll be playing tonight, a night at the Hotel California, the Vancouver Centre for Performing Arts, 7:30 with John Lefebvre, Canadian. Interesting man.
Great guy, really brilliant man, yeah.
No kidding, and he's an example of, I guess, one day if you want to turn yourself from a guitar hack into a real music man, you can, no matter what your age.
You can do anything you want in this world if you have a dream, you know.
And do you have a guru or a mentor or a Deepak Chopra or a Goethe or somebody headier who, you know, on the dark nights, you're on the road, things aren't going so well, not having a good day, girlfriend leaves, truck breaks down. I don't mean she's going to.
Well, that happens to everyone in life, you know, and you, I do a lot of meditation, so when things like that happen in my life, I do a short meditation, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, to let whatever goodness there is in that lesson come into me and look at that not as a negative thing that's a detriment, but that is a positive lesson to be learned, and that if I can go forward with assimilating these positive lessons in life, hopefully I can do it with a smile on my face and avoid those those negative experiences in the past.
Really?
You know?
You think it works better than tequila?
Well, I've had my fill of tequila in the 70s. I've had enough tequila to last me a lifetime, and I swore off of it in about 75. So,
For good?
For good, yeah.
How many guitars do you own?
I own a little less than 300. I even own some of the ones that I had in high school that I never got rid of. I came close to selling one in New York when I was in my starving stage on the streets of New York, and I took in this gold top Les Paul. I think it was a 53 or 54. It's probably worth in those days about $3,000 or $4,000. And I went into Manny's Music and put it up on the counter, and I was just desperate for money. And I asked him how much they would give me for it, and he says, "Oh, I think we can give you $200 or $300." And I went, "No, I don't think so." So I took it. I still have that. As a matter of fact, I have a lot of guitars that mark really desperate times in my life. Songs that are written on particular guitars, things that I used in certain recordings. I used a 59 Les Paul Sunburst on all the Hotel California records.
A Les Paul Sunburst?
Yeah, 59 Les Paul Sunburst.
Were you born in 59?
No, no, no. I wish I was born in 59.
Okay.
But then Gibson called me up about a year ago and asked me, they honored me by wanting to make a duplicate of that exact guitar. And they also took my double neck guitar out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that you see in these videos and made an exact replicate of it. Every nick, scratch, cigarette burn, road gouge, everything from those two guitars, and they released them last year as an honor of the Don Felder Hotel California guitars. One's the double neck and one's the Les Paul, so it was quite an honor that they did that. It's more like it's like winning a Grammy or being inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when a guitar company like that wants to honor you in such a way.
I'm sure, and you are in the Rock Hall of Fame, right?
I am, yes. Yeah.
But this double neck, do you drill holes in both? How does it work? Like, I can't quite figure that out.
Yeah, it was an unusual thing when we recorded the Hotel California album. I had played a lot of guitars myself on that recording. And then we got on a sound stage to try to figure out how we're going to perform this song live. And I had played the acoustic introduction to the song and then all those solos and stuff at the end. So I took a double neck guitar and literally figured out how to make it be two separate guitars. I drilled another hole in the top of it and wired the top guitar to go out to a Leslie, which was like an organ spinning speaker. And then flip a switch and it goes down to the 6th string, which goes out to this Marshall amp that's like the rock and roll amp. So I could play both of those parts on stage at the same time. It's the only way we can do it. So I still use that same technique today on in my shows, as well.
So when you're mixing things up in the studio and the track and having fun and you forget to go for dinner, is that a special moment for you still? Like you're in your studio and you're drilling holes in your guitar, you're fooling with an amp, doing whatever you do, writing lyrics, listening to melody. Is that special for you still?
I try to get lost in the process of creating music, and sometimes I forget to eat, sometimes I forget to sleep. I just get absorbed in it. That's my passion, and the stuff that I can do, whether it's designing a new guitar or trying to find a new way to record an instrument so it sounds like totally a new effect. Like on this record, there's I came up with this effect called Nashville high string. And what they do in Nashville is they take a regular acoustic guitar and they play it on one side of the track, and then they take the exact acoustic guitar, but they take the regular low strings off of it and they put the high strings from a 12-string guitar, so it sounds really high and tinkly. They play the same exact thing on another track. When you play them together, it sounds like this gigantic 12-string guitar. But nobody does that for electric guitars. So on this new record, I have an effect where I play this one electric guitar, then I play an electric high-string guitar, and it sounds like this giant electric 12-string guitar. So just trying to find new ways to make new music out of guitars is a treat for me.
So you're still channeling your mellow.
Yeah.
As they say. Now, what's going on with the Eagles? They're suing you, you're suing them, somebody fired you, what?
No, that's all been resolved.
Done?
Yeah, that's all over and done. I left the band in 2001. There were some lawsuits that were filed against each other. In 2007, there was a settlement, which I can't discuss the details of.
Of course not.
But that's all done and over with, and everybody's moderately happy.
Good, and the lawyers are friends again, everybody's friends again?
I wouldn't go that far. I would say the lawyers still talk back and forth.
And occasionally we meditate.
Yes, that's it.
Yes,
that's right.
Just to find our center.
That's it, yeah.
Why not? So a better life through music for you, for
that's
sure.
Right. Yeah.
And you're going to raise some funds for the Canadian Music Therapy Trust Fund tonight.
Yes, I got involved with them a couple of years ago. I had booked a corporate show up at the Banff Springs Hotel 2 years ago, and knowing that I was going to be in that area, I wanted to do a public show in Calgary at the same time. So I got involved with this promoter, a really wonderful guy named Brian Taylor, and he suggested that we do a benefit for the Canadian Music Therapy Trust. I'd never heard of it at the time, had no idea what they did. So I did some research and spoke with some people that actually participate in it, and realized that what they do is they go into areas like RB, which is the rehabilitation for the brain injured, where there's Canadian soldiers with shrapnel in their head, or somebody's been in a motorcycle accident and they have brain damage, and they're just non-responsive to language, like you can't communicate with them. But if you go in there and play music for them, they know those songs. I went in and played Take It Easy and Peaceful Easy Feeling and Tequila Sunrise, and these people who were sitting in wheelchairs started trying to sing these songs where they couldn't speak. And a lot of their parents and relatives around this room started crying because it was one of the first times that these people had responded to something. So I realized that the power of music has an unbelievable ability to reach everybody at whatever level. And so the Canadian Music Therapy Trust, they go into children's cancer wards where children are dying of cancer, and they play songs that the kids know, and they respond to it, or they go into brain injured places, or people that are dying of one thing or another, and they reach out and touch them with music, and it's a very healing, a very loving process. And so these funds from the show that I'm doing here tonight will go to sponsor the Canadian Music Therapy Trust, and it's such an honor to be able to take my talent, my gift, and play for a crowd of people that love those songs, that know all the Eagles songs, that get up and dance at the end of the show, and the money that comes in from that's actually going to help people who really need the help from the Music Therapy Trust.
Love will keep us alive.
That's it, yes.
You know, when my dad was dying, the only thing he responded to was music, Sinatra.
Oh, yeah.
You know, My Way. Sat right up in bed. Don't know what that was about. Who do you buy today?
Oh, wow, I listen to tons of people, and until I get to this part where I'm in the studio trying to write, I turn it off. Because I don't want the people that I'm listening to influence my writing. All of a sudden I'll come out with a great melody, and I'll listen to it a couple of days later and it says, that sounds like the Black Eyed Peas. No, I can't listen to those people. So when I'm in a writing configuration or a writing mode, as I am now, I usually turn off a lot of external music sources and just let what music that I have in me come out.
Sure. Did you see Black Eyed Peas at Super Bowl?
I did. I thought they were fantastic.
And what about Christina Aguilera, forgetting a few of the lyrics? Well,
Well, I think she's a spectacular singer, and there's
no
a
question.
huge pressure there. I mean, there's probably the largest watched television show in history, and you know there's got to be some adrenaline and heartbeat going on there, and it's probably easy to stumble over some lyrics, and you know, it happens to the best of us.
And you're right, she has the X factor, the it factor.
Oh, yeah.
No question.
That's right.
But to play a stadium, there must be a difference. You can play a stadium, or you can play a small place.
Sure.
And there are bands, or there's like a Springsteen or the Eagles, can play a stadium, no question.
Right.
But there are other groups that probably don't do it so well.
Right. I prefer, honestly, to play a smaller venue. I think it's a much more intimate experience. I tried to get the Eagles and suggested several times that we play twice the number of shows, half the size of the facility, and half the ticket price, so that we would still be able to make the same amount of money. A lot of people would see the show, and I thought, when you get 75 or 100 rows back and you're just watching a show on a large screen, you really might as well sit at home and watch it on television.
Sure.
And I don't think the experience sonically is as good when you're in a giant stadium or in a big hockey arena. So I always felt that the people were much more appreciative when you played smaller
No
facilities.
question. Last time I saw the Stones, I had to put some Kleenex in my ears. Don't tell them. You met with Keith Richards, right?
I have,
Done?
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought so. Nice to see you.
Thank you very much.
Don Felder, A Night at the Hotel California. That's tonight, 7:30 p.m., Vancouver Center for the Performing Arts.